What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. Listen, man, I am back home, bro. You don't understand how good it feels. Like, yeah. But I'm gonna get to that in another video, man. It's just great. I'm glad to be back, bro. And let's get to this video that I got pulled up, man. This is 10 teens who freaked out after giving life sentence. Not given, after being given a life sentence, bro. 10 teens who freaked out. Come on, don't act like you wouldn't be freaked out either. Somebody hand you all those years, man. Can you imagine sitting there and the judge has your life, your fate in the palm of their hands? The jury has your life and your fate in the palm of your hands. Now, granted, you did what you did. You did it. They're basically carrying out the consequence of your action, basically what they're doing. And look at that. See, I ain't done this in so long. I forgot to turn my phone on silent. But quick fix. Anyway, you did what you did. They have your fate, palm of their hands, and they stand up and they say, life. I'd be like Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy in the movie Life. Like, what do you mean life? Like, what do you mean? Like going crazy? So hey, bro, I don't care what you do. That's still tough to hear, bro. To know that you're about to spend the rest and remainder of your life behind bars. Crazy. Let's get to this video.
The USA has the biggest prison population in the world, with 2.1 million prisoners. Only 160,000 of these are serving a life sentence. And a very...
Only 100 and... Like, that's a lot, bro. Don't say only. That's a lot.
Small number of those people are teenagers. But although they're rare, they are out there. Some teenagers actually serve life sentences in prison. And when they get their sentences, they naturally freak out. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at 10 teens who freaked out after given a life sentence. Before we jump into it, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. This first video features 19-year-old Sandell Jackson. In 2009, he took the life of 21-year-old Nathan Potter. According to Jackson, he did this because he had no money. During the trial, he smirked at the family of the victim and also did gestures towards them. But in April of 2010, when he was sentenced to life in prison, this happened.
Back it down, who gave him life without parole, sparking the outburst.
As you can see, he reacted in a crazy way, and eventually he ended up being...
See, a lot of prisoners think, like, if I react crazy, maybe they'll send me to like the crazy house, the mental ward, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a little bit easier on me or something like that. Or they figure, I got life. You send a man to jail who has life or who has a bunch of years, he goes in that prison with pretty much no care in the world, nothing to lose, and he's going to be even bigger. He's going to be more of a problem because what else has he got to lose?
Pepper spray. After the sentence, his family said, "We hate you," to the victim's family. I can't believe they're blaming the victim's family when it's their son who did something wrong. The reason why he freaked out so much was not because he got sent to prison. Instead, it's because he got life without parole. He was hoping at some point he'd get parole so maybe he could get out. Parole is where you've shown you've reformed behind bars and you can be let out. But Sandell will never get that because he's behind bars without parole. Frankly, in his trial, he showed no remorse for what he did, so I see why the judge did this. Hiccup Girl. This girl is named Jennifer Mee, but you likely know her as the Hiccup Girl. She's an American woman known for having the longest lasting case of hiccups. Before she was arrested, she appeared on TV shows, for example, NBC's Today Show. This was all about the hiccups she'd had since she was 15. But in 2010, when she was 19, she took someone's life.
I knew that teachers was lying to us back in the day talking about hiccups make you grow. If she had hiccups since she was 15, she should be 15 foot tall. Like, let's keep going.
In 2013, she was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole. And when this happened, she began hiccuping a lot.
Testified, has a history of being someone who can be manipulated.
She already hiccuped a lot anyway, but she did it even more when she was sentenced. That's because she was anxious, freaking out, and crying too. The reason why she was given life was because she met a 22-year-old man from the internet. She then lured the man into a vacant home where she shot and robbed the guy. All she got from doing this was $50. But that $50 cost her her freedom. A few years later, she did a TV interview talking about the trial. The interviewer asked her why she hiccuped so much when she was on the stand.
Testified, has a history of being someone who can be manipulated.
And she simply said that she was freaking out and was overwhelmed at getting a life sentence. The hiccup girl has recently said she thinks she deserves 20 years in prison, but no more. What do you guys think? Should Jennifer the hiccup girl be free ever or not? As it stands right now, she will not be getting parole and will probably never leave prison. Her attorney did actually try and get a new trial, but
going to prison as a teenager, bro, you're still young, bro. You still had so much of your life ahead of you, and now you're behind bars. Man, I don't wish that on nobody, man. Smarten up, for real, for real.
This was denied. Kirk. In this video, it's not so much the defendant freaking out, but more so their mom. In 2018, Kirk was sentenced to life in prison. She got this sentence because she'd used a dating app to lure a victim to a house in South Daytona, Florida. When the victim, Emmanuel Purcell, got there, he was carjacked. And that was when Kendrick Bass, Keandra's boyfriend, shot Purcell. Thankfully, Purcell survived this incident. But when Keandra was getting her sentence, her mum began wailing in court. I feel very bad for the mother because she didn't do anything wrong. But her daughter did, and that means she will know.
And see, that's the thing, man. A lot of us don't think about it. You know, let me take myself, because I said a lot of us. I'm not planning on going to jail. So let's say a lot of people, let's use that term. A lot of people, look at that. Move my chair down. A lot of people don't think about it when they go to jail that they're hurting not only themselves, but their family, man. You know, often it's said that when you go to jail, your family kind of does the time with you. You're always calling home. You're always needing something. You know what I'm saying? Like you needing money for commissary. You know what I mean? It's all kinds of things. So in actuality, they kind of do part of that bid with you, or most of that bid with you. You know what I mean? Trying to be home when you call, getting everything that you need. Like, I've been in that situation. I wasn't in a person in jail, but I had a immediate family member that was. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of did that bid with them. Think about that, man. You're dragging a lot more people down with you, man.
No longer be able to see her, and she won't have any freedom. Keandra also asks if she can go over and comfort her mum, but the judge says no. It must be terrible seeing the girl you raised from a baby in an orange jumpsuit about to spend life in prison. But seeing as her victim didn't actually lose his life, do you think this is a bit extreme or not? Fernando El Gato. This freakout comes from a teenager from California, USA. In 2012, this 18-year-old was accused of assaulting someone. When he was sentenced, he began screaming and freaking out in court. He was crying and shouting to get to his family, and he also seemed to be resisting the cops. I'm not sure why he did this, because it's not like they just release him anyway, but perhaps all logic goes away when you're that scared about going to prison for life. He shouted to the cops, "Please let me go, please let me go."
Scared of returning.
Initially, he denied any of this happened, and he said he was innocent. But later, he pled guilty to 2 felony charges. In the back of the courtroom, his family also cried as he was sentenced. Roxana Sikorsky. This teen girl was sentenced to 10 to 20 years behind bars. And the reason why is because she plotted to take out her entire family. Just imagine finding out that your daughter or sister was planning to take your life. She'll now be spending a long time in a correctional facility for women. This happened when she was 15, meaning she was a juvenile. But despite this, she was still jailed for a long time. She came up with this plan with her 23-year-old boyfriend, Michael Rivera. And she did actually slice her 12-year-old brother's neck with an 8-inch knife. Her lawyer said she's a straight-A student, and it was just one bad event.
Yo, you lawyer, some of y'all need to be put on trial. She's a straight-A student. What they got to do with the knife that she had in her hand? and already had done slit one of her family members. Like, seriously? You want to bring out grades now? This is what you want to do? Oh, she was a straight A student. She was just trying to show you guys the mathematical way to slice somebody or cut somebody asymmetrically or whatever you want to say. Like, how does grades factor into that? I don't get that. Come on, you lawyers. You can do better than that, bro.
And right now a petition is actually going on to try and get her charged as a juvenile, not an adult. I'm torn on this case, guys. What do you think? Should Roxana ever be allowed out of jail?
I don't know. If she gets out, can she come stay with y'all? I'm saying, would you be able to sleep comfortably knowing she's in a house with all your Ginsu knives or your nice knife set that you have that you just bought from Amazon or QVC or something? Would you sleep comfortably? Just asking. Just asking.
Dexter Johnson. This is one of the most famous courtroom freakouts of all time. He was only 19 when he was put on death row. When this happened, he figured he had nothing to lose, so he raged.
I'm not laughing at Dexter. Watch this lady right here. She don't know what to do with herself, whether to get down, whether to move around. She just don't know what's going on. Watch her, bro. I'm gonna back it up.
Nothing to lose, so he raged.
Down, move back, up, down, to the right, get down, everybody get down. I'm not taking no advice from you. You don't even know what you're doing.
He was involved in a carjacking that went wrong and caused someone to lose their life. This happened to his victim, 23-year-old Maria Aferis. Dexter is now 29 and he's still on death row. The reason why is because it keeps getting blocked in court and the process is very long. But unfortunately for him, his day is coming soon. What do you guys think about this punishment? Is it too far or not? John Freeman. In this video, 18-year-old John Freeman is asking for forgiveness.
I'm so sorry for all that family. Nothing to take away from that. Nothing to stay back. I gotta wake up every day with that. So, just ask. Actually, I'm just...
He was saying sorry to his victim's family. While he doesn't look too scary in this video, he actually took the life of a 5-year-old girl. I'm not sure what someone could say to make that situation okay. He was babysitting this 5-year-old.
And he looks remorseful. But man, imagine that's your child that he just took the life of. You as a parent, you don't care nothing about his remorse right now. What about my remorse? What about my hurt, my pain that I'm going through, that I can't wake up and kiss my child on the forehead or see them go through life? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that I birthed. Like, no, bro. It's not our right to judge anybody. You know what I mean? But whew.
When he strangled her. When John turns 42, he may be allowed out because he did get parole. But there's a chance this may be denied and he may stay.
Then he strangled her. Think about a strangle. You're holding whichever kind of position you have them in, whether it be chokehold or whether you have them by the throat with your hands or headlock or any type of way, and you're holding until their body is lifeless, bro. Think about that. Let that part set in. And then holler at me about your remorse.
In prison for even longer. I can't give him too much sympathy because this girl was 5 years old and now she'll never get to grow up. But what do you guys think? Could a mistake that big really be forgiven? Philip Chism. This is one really creepy courtroom video. This guy doesn't freak out, but it's more what he doesn't do which is so creepy. Philip was sentenced to life behind bars at the age of just 18. But as you can see in the video, he showed absolutely no emotion whatsoever.
That That dude's Michael Myers. That dude is Michael Myers. Put the mask on his face, no emotion, just sits there. Yeah, special type of evil right there, bro.
When he was only 14 years old, he took the life of his 24-year-old high school teacher, Colleen Ritzer. Surveillance footage showed him with a knife in the hallway moments before it happened. Maybe he knew what was going to happen, so that's why he didn't react much. But despite being sentenced to over 40 years in prison, he barely blinked. Maybe internally he's freaking out and really scared, but doesn't show it. Or maybe he's a psychopath and lacks emotion. Really, I have no idea. Dylan Schumacher. This 17-year-old was sentenced to 25 years to life. That's because he got angry at the 23-month son of his girlfriend. He then badly beat up the son, causing him to pass away. When he was sentenced, he turned around to the victim's family and said, "I didn't mean to hurt him.
I didn't mean to kill Oscar. Actually, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him."
Dylan Schumacher walked into a state Supreme courtroom pleading his case.
His lawyer said Dylan did not mean it, as he has an anger problem. But can we really let someone get away with doing such a terrible thing like taking a kid's life? Dylan got 15 years to life, which is the maximum sentence. The judge told him at 16, "You knew right from wrong. You knew it was wrong to keep punching that kid in the head, but you kept doing it."
Down, who gave him life without parole, sparking the...
And if y'all like me, your mind all automatically puts together a scene in your head and a visual of what possibly happened, of what he did to that child, bro. That just, nah, man. Nah. It shouldn't happen, period, but it especially shouldn't happen to no kid who can't defend himself. Nah.
outburst.
Testified, has a history of being someone who can be manipulated.
Scared of returning.
But now it's time for you guys to make your voice heard. Vote in the poll in the top right corner.
Yeah. All of them was the biggest freak out. It ain't which one. All of them was crazy. All of them. Just hearing those stories, man. And my heart goes out to the parents of some of the victims. Like, just to all the victims, man, to their parents, to their loved ones, to their families. My heart goes out to them, man. It's just in a blink of an eye, man, your whole life has changed. And it was at the helm of somebody else, bro. And now you have to live with that. He has to live with it as well behind bars, but you also have to live with that void. And that's tough. That's hard. It's just not right. And you want answers. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think. Teens who freaked out after giving a life sentence. It's your boy L. Till the next reaction video, man. I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid.